Hello everyone, Pingle from Spiel Times here and I'm so glad you're watching this video. Today, I'm quite early, it's only 7:19 p.m. Indian Standard Time at the time of recording this video, and here are the top stories for October 31st, 2019. Starting with Nintendo's 2019 second quarter fiscal report, the company has sold 41.67 million Nintendo Switch units in its lifetime, that is from 3rd March 2017 to 30th September 2019. Over 6.93 million of those units were sold during fiscal year 2019, that is 30th March 2019 till 30th September 2019. 4.8 million Switch units were sold between 30th July and 30th September, which is the second fiscal quarter. 2.85 million base Nintendo Switch units were sold, while 1.95 million Switch Lite units were sold in the second fiscal quarter. This, however, accounts for only 10 days, that is 20th September to 30th September. The game Fire Emblem Three Houses sold over 2.29 million copies, and the Switch Lite's turquoise is the most sold color among the three available at launch. Current top sellers in terms of games are Mario Kart 8 Deluxe with a total of 19.01 million sales, of which 1.12 million copies were sold during the second quarter. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate with a total of 15.71 million copies, of which 980,000 copies were sold during the second quarter. Super Mario Odyssey with a total of 15.38 million copies, of which 440,000 copies were sold during the second quarter, and The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild with a total of 14.54 million copies, of which 890,000 copies were sold during the second quarter. Other titles include Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu or Eevee, total 11.28 million copies, Q2 growth 0.3 million, Splatoon 2, total 9.28 million, Q2 growth 0.26 million, Super Mario Party, total 7.59 million, growth 0.6 million, New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe, total 4.59 million, growth 0.49 million, Super Mario Maker 3.93 million, growth 1.51 million, and finally The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening, total 3.13 million. This, however, accounts for only 10 days, that is from 20th September to 30th September. The Nintendo Switch is just 7.5 million units behind the legendary SNES. So let's see what the future holds for the console. The next story is about The Outer Worlds. For those who are unaware, The Outer Worlds is a game developed by Obsidian Entertainment, who are famous for their work on Fallout New Vegas, Pillars of Eternity 2, Deadfire, and much more. So, Josh Sauer, studio design director at Obsidian, tweeted about the game not having a colorblind mode. He wrote, "The Outer Worlds does not have a colorblind mode because it was designed to be playable without color information, that is, color information is redundant with other indicators." Tim Kaine, one of the directors, has a form of color blindness that approaches monochromacy. This is a great example of taking accessibility in video games to a whole new level. Next up, we have a tiny bit of information on Fallout 76 first subscription. Yes, their paid subscription service, which is both kind of funny and sad at the same time. Posted by user Arcadian Del Sol on Fallout 76 subreddit, the post says, 100% of Bethesda's replies today were to Fallout First members having trouble. No other threads had a reply. So, Bethesda is prioritizing support for those who paid for the service, which is, fine. But also, shouldn't they be facing such troubles in the first place? Also, no other threads got replied, which you decide what's fair and what's not. Then we have a tweet from Dan Stapleton, IGN's executive editor of reviews, where he talks about Frontier Developments declining their review copies of Planet Zoo because they were not cooperative enough. The tweet says, "I guess we won't have a review of Planet Zoo at launch because one preview in September was not enough for Frontier, and they have declined to send copies because we did not support Planet Zoo throughout the campaign." I honestly can't recall having gotten a response like that before. And yes, if you are wondering, quote unquote, support Planet Zoo throughout the campaign were the exact words of Frontier Developments. M.H. Williams, reviews editor at US Gamer, also replied by saying, "I was wondering why we had not seen a review code, but we also did not have the bandwidth to cover it, so I did not particularly worry about it. Bad look though. For the fact we have contacted Frontier for review codes of Planet Zoo in the past and very recently as well, and are still waiting for a response. And finally, we have some information regarding Diablo 4 from a new leak on Reddit. The following information was posted by user PracticalBrush12, who has a great record of leaking information. Here's what they wrote. Diablo 4 is actually going to look dark, gritty and gross. No more rainbow shiny bullshit this time. Locations are toned down, infrequently laid with corpses, wasteland, greyish deserts, culled caves surrounded by flesh, rotten crypts, marshes and bogs, plague cities, you name it. They are also seemingly much bigger, maybe even open. Characters are now able to ride horses, possibly other mounts. Also, there's contextual interaction with environment, climbing a wall, Lost Ark style. Blood splatters look more like blood and not splashed jam too. So far I can confirm 3 classes. Mage uses fire, ice and lightning so far. Barbarian, swords, clubs, axes, kicks, etc. And Druid, lightning, wind and transforming into beasts. So far, bears and werewolves. Possibly there will be PvP from the start. 4-player co-op is there for sure. All this game seems to be is a wink to the Diablo 2 fans, Lilith being the new Diablo. She's covered in blood, veil, kind of. Characters being shown sitting at a campfire as character selection, nitty-gritty dark style that Diablo 2 was praised for. Some skills also seem to be just taken from it and put in here, like Sorcerer's Charged Bolt. I'm interested and hope they don't mess it up. The company is bad, but the game might not be this time. Finally, they wrote they are not clear about the release date and hence, they will answer any questions asked at a later time. So that's all for today. Make sure you share this video with your friends who could make use of this information and subscribe to our channel for more. Until next time, happy gaming.